What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we will be looking at exercise 37 of our Python exercise tutorial series. Without any further ado, let's get to it. Okay, there we have it. Exercise 37. A string is a palindrome if it is identical forward and backward. For example, Anna, civic, level, and Hannah are all examples of palindromic words. Write a Python program that reads in a string from the user and uses a loop to determine whether or not it is a palindrome. Display the result, including a meaningful output message. Okay, guys, so looking at this problem, this specific Python problem is super interesting, right? And if I'm not mistaken, it is quite a common and popular kind of interview question. So interview questions really, what I've noticed is majority of the time and oftentimes it's those interview questions that focus on string manipulation that are kind of, I would say, difficult in inverted commas to actually do, mostly because of the logic that's involved. The amount of logic and the possibilities of string manipulation are kind of endless because anything and everything in the English language can be actually manipulated in our Python code, right? And can be done and implemented in our Python code. For example, this concept of palindromes, right? In English, it's an actual word, a word that's spelt exactly the same and said exactly the same backwards and forwards. And now, our duty in this exercise is to actually develop a Python program that's having the ability to tell the user if a word that they entered is a palindrome or not. So first things first, I'm going to set up an input variable. So we'll call it line input. Please enter a string. So this exercise is a bit simple, right? This program is only reading in a string from the user and using a loop. Now we'll actually proceed to do some testing and checks on the string to assess whether it's a palindrome or not. So there's several ways in which you can go about doing this one. A simple and quite understandable way would be, you see, for I in range, length of line, floor divide 2. So floor division is basically going to give us the rounded, let's double check this. Let's do maybe 5 divided, floor divide 2. So ideally, 2.5 would be the answer, but now we get 2. So to confirm, floor division will return to us the rounded down answer of the division operation. So essentially what that for in loop is doing, for I in range 0 to the length of line, which is the string, floor divide 2. So If the user enters a string of 5 characters, length of line will be 5, and if we floor divide 2, it'll actually be for I in range 0 to 2, right? Um, do not stress about this, it'll all make sense in a bit. Essentially, right, a palindrome. Let's take Hannah as an example. So I am in the interactive Python console now on the right hand side of the screen. Hannah, this is just an example. We're just talking about the logic now. Hannah now. Hannah has 6 characters. And if you notice that if we split, since palindromes are the same backwards and forwards, right? Really, all we have to do is find the middle value slash values of that string and then just compare the back to the front. Now, what I mean is, if we split Hannah, it can be split into 3 and 3 characters. And now if we compare character 1 from the back with character 1 from the front, character 2 from the back with character 2 from the front, and so on. That's how we can tell if we are working with a palindrome. On the other hand, let's take the word civic. It has 5 letters, right? For those that have odd number of characters, you see palindromes are the same backwards and forwards. Therefore, really all we need to do is find that middle value, and in the event of finding that middle value, nothing needs to be done with that middle value. It can be sort of scrapped, right? Like overlooked, basically. Because essentially, that middle value is common. If we divide the string, the middle value is a common one. Notice, C from the back and C in the front, I in the back and I in the front. So basically, same story. First character in the back, first character from the front, second character from the back, second character from the front, and so on. So this V is kind of like the common character, right? Irrespective of the direction in which you are moving. So that's just a bit of logic there. And it's the exact same logic that we are going to apply in Python to actually determine if we are working with a palindrome or not. So let's continue. If line I not equals to line length of line minus I minus 1 is palindrome is equals to false. If is palindrome is a palindrome, else print line is not a palindrome. Okay, so that's that. That completes the logic for the program. I will not be explaining much because it is relatively simple. It's just a matter of solving. If you solve for line of I, it's telling us that we are indexing the string at the value I or index I. So that's fine. Not equals to length of line, that's the length of the string, minus I is the number in the loop, minus 1. So that's telling us that we are trying to now index from the back. So we are telling, or we are checking if the character at index position 1 is not equals to the character at index position -1, which is the ending, and so on. It's exactly what we've explained, right? First character from the back, second from the front. Oh, my bad. First character from the back, first character from the front, second from back, second from front, and so on. That's what the logic is doing. So let's go ahead and run this. Let's do civic. Name is palindrome is not defined. Okay. We actually forgot to, specify the true. That's nothing. That's not a big deal. We'll just do it in the else statement. So there equals true. That's good. So let's do this again. Now we back to the palindrome program. Anyway, please enter a string. Let's enter machine mentor Shivek. That's not a palindrome. Let's do Hannah. Hannah is not okay. I actually forgot to execute the script. Hannah Hannah is a palindrome. Hannah. It is a palindrome. Let's do Python is not a palindrome. So quite simple, guys. You can play around with this program, Feel free to tweak it as you like. Maybe you can just Google examples of palindromes and play around with the program. So with that, we've successfully and efficiently completed exercise 37 of our Python exercise tutorial series. With that, good luck with your work, guys, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.